Looks good to me.
I've got a planes and mother runes. Sango?
Mother of Runes to start the game for Eddie the intern.
Yep.
Bobble.
Yep.
Seat of the Synod, Mishra's Bauble. Have we seen Spelldancer on stream yet? We have not yet seen that card on stream. Not yet.
Emery?
You got Emery.
Emery resolves. Ancient Tomb, Mox Opal, Forging the Anchor, and Seat of the Synod. Dumped into the graveyard.
Okay. We're going to waste your seat.
Yep.
And Pithing Needle Emery.
Yep.
For the YouTube. And Sango.
Pithing Needle on Emery. Wasteland on Seat of the Synod. Mother Runes will protect itself. So Emery shut off. Spire of Industry.
Can I respond to the trigger? Like when you review it, like when do I get to do it? I just don't know what priority is it. Trigger.
Either Spellbomb comes in. 91% favor for White Painter, said Twitch chat. In the prediction poll. Here's Ingenious Smith for Eddie the intern. So there's a Vial and an Ancient Den in there, and an Urza Saga and a Mox Opal. Okay, Mox Opal is chosen. Will likely get played here, triggering Ingenious Smith. And pass the turn. Esper Sentinel, Mother Runes, and Ethersworn Canonist looks like the cards in hand for Eddie. Yeah, this Ethersworn Canonist doesn't do a lot in this matchup.
Saga.
Okay, there's a Saga. First hits the table on Adam's side. Eddie has a Wasteland, so it might not stick around. You might see Eddie waste and then drop an Esper Sentinel next turn.
Okay. Lantern.
Mandatory exile.
There we go. Okay, Wasteland gets exiled from Eddie's yard. Eddie does have Crucible of Worlds either in the main deck or the sideboard, so it is somewhat relevant.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Okay.
He draws a Plains, which unlocks 2 creature play potential this turn. Wasteland on Saga.
I'll respond by cracking quote. Lantern to draw a card.
Yeah, you got it. Ready?
Yep.
I'll play planes.
Oh, okay. Spire was actually hit by the Wasteland, not Urza Saga. Okay, so Esper Sentinel enters, Ingenious Smith triggers. I just assumed it was Urza Saga that got hit by the Wasteland, but it was the Spire.
I'll play with the Mox Opal.
Here's a second Mother of Runes.
Non-creature spell.
Yep.
Saga ticks up. That's Ancient Tomb for Adam, so enough mana now to create a construct. Do you agree with wastelanding the Spire over Urza Saga, chat? Not sure. Tricky decision. I think I like it. Shutting off blue.
It's your graveyard. Good. I'm gonna fetch a.
Twitch chat thinks it's fun.
Untap. Keep draw.
The Pithing Needle is on Emery, so Emery is shut off.
Trigger Smith.
Here's a Soul Guy Lantern on Eddie's side. That'll trigger Ingenious Smith once again.
Yeah, sure.
I guess I'm exiling your set.
Okay.
I'm in for 4.
Okay, so Soul Guide Lantern gets exiled from Adam's graveyard, attacking for 4 now with Ingenious Smith. Passing turn. Adam will create a construct, paying 2 life. Mother of Runes can't give protection from colorless. There's no painter on the board right now, so the constructs are still colorless. Saga just ticked up to 3, and Adam's trying to figure out what to do with it.
I'll make another construct.
Alright, going down to 9, making a second construct. Urza Saga will pop and search. As Luenel pointed out before, can search for a Mox Opal to make some blue mana, potentially. And that will be the choice. So, good thinking by Luenel a moment ago.
And actually, Mr. Grayforce.
There you go.
Thank you.
Lamp return. The black one. 7, go ahead. Yeah, that was it's an interesting perspective. We both had really shitty hands. Yes.
4/4 Ingenious Smith. These constructs are currently 5/5s on Adam's side.
Broadcast?
Trigger -%.
Yeah, okay.
I'll draw a card.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, so Eddie gets a draw, then Adam gets draw 2.
Petals?
So 6/6 constructs now on Adam's side. Attacking for 6, no blocks.
Go ahead.
On your end step, draw a card. Draw for 10.
Yeah.
So sacking Soul Guide Lantern on end step to draw a card.
Play Grindstone.
Draw forward.
Sure.
Trigger. 5/5. So 6/6.
Grindstone comes in, that'll tick up Ingenious Smith one more time. It's now a 5/5. Here's a Iganjo Castle.
That's 2 damage to a legend.
I'm a young base god. Thanks for the Sunwood Prime. Thank you, base god. 11 months for base god. One short of a full lap. Yeah, exactly. One more month. Thank you, base god.
Been reading Cap all game. Yeah,
Thought monitor?
sure.
Draw 2.
All right, Thought Monitor resolve. That's a draw 2. Ups the amount of artifacts on the board up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's still 7? Oh, maybe I miscounted last turn.
Thought monitor?
Yeah.
All right, now it's 8. Another Thought Monitor. Adam draws so many cards.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
Well, I'll be at the one in Minneapolis, but it doesn't count because I live there.
Ving Rames Lawyer says, hi, Chris. Been watching your stuff on YouTube. It's been a fun showcase of the format for me. Thanks for curating a great MTG channel. Thank you, and thank you for being here. I'm glad you're catching us live. All right, Esper Sentinel getting in to block. And Eddie takes the hit from the other construct, down to 6.
Pass the turn.
Attack. Upkeep. Draw.
Yeah.
Is Eddie just going to combo here? Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Attack.
Pro blue for the Ingenious Smith and attacking. Has 5 power. Sky Illusion says not blowing up the saga, looking pretty bad right now. Yeah, those constructs are looking like they could be game winning at this point. No blocks for Adam.
Got an Aethersworn Canonist.
Okay, there's one Canonist. Yeah, there's still an Either Spell Bomb on Adam's side.
Volcanic, Misty.
I will force pitch Emery.
Okay, go to 3.
Force pitching Emery down to 3. Caracas comes in. So, Eddie has 1 blocker on the table, but maybe Eddie has removal spells in hand. Let's see. Seed of the Synod just got played. Either Spellbomb is considered colorless. Cannot use Mother of Runes to protect against that. Eddie's down to 6.
Trigger this.
Forge the anchor.
There's Forge the Anchor again. Card has looked pretty good on today's stream.
Review. Grindstone.
You get 2 of them or all?
All 3.
Okay.
Reveal any number.
Okay.
And the rest goes in the bottom.
Oh, this is the other one.
All right, so a draw 3 with Forging the Anchor here. Grindstone, Petal, Mox Opal.
Opal.
Yep.
You need this one? I have one.
Set the other opal.
Right.
Well, I guess you got some too. Go to combat. Check with all these. Oh, those have haste. It does have haste. It gets exiled in the turn. The scrolls have haste.
The shine was not
The
so
scrolls have
long
haste as
now.
well, yeah. I'm gonna sword
1, 2,
the
3, 4, 5, 6,
7,
7, 8, 9.
Okay. I got 21. I'm taking 3. Taking 3.
Yeah, you win. I'm just gonna grind you to see what else is in your deck.
That's you.
Okay. Oh, I learned about Glimmervoid. Good game.
Well, that's just because
I learned about Glimmervoid. All right. Game 1 goes to Blue Painter. Or in the YouTube comments. Or our viewers on MySpace. Here's turn 1 Vial for Eddie the Intern. White painter hater. Yeah. We have some white painter haters in the chat. Particularly people that play at Game Storia and lose to Eddie. Eddie the Intern is consistently winning all of our money at Game Storia, everybody. It's true. Just always wins. All right, here's Emery.
You pay. You declare your casting and then you pay.
Okay. So that's good.
Yeah, Mel.
Petal.
0 mana Tarper.
Emery.
Petal. A lot of petals.
Lots of petals.
Upkeep. Drop it.
All right, Vial ticks up to 1. Looks like Eddie has Oswald Filmbender, Saga, Ingenious Smith. We're playing a Saga. To start the turn, here's Soul Guide Lantern. And immediately using it to exile Adam's Graveyard to make Emery's life a little bit harder. and then passing the turn.
Around Saga?
Yeah, you got it.
I'll play a bobble.
Yeah.
Bobble you.
Thank you, Eddie. As there's a Saga on top. And it looks like the bobble will get recast.
Alright, just put this down this turn.
That is cool.
Pass the turn.
Upkeep.
Yeah, you got
Bobble draw, and then I put a counter on.
Yeah.
Draw turn.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like,
So that's
play blue.
this goes to 2.
Ball.
Saga ticks up to 2. Here's Ingenious Smith. Eddie not worried about making constructs right now. Making sure it resolves. Ancient Den is selected.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Sure, I'm playing Ancient Deck.
Okay.
Trigger Smith.
I'm thinking.
Yep.
Pass the turn. Yep.
All right. Now the Saga ticks up to 2 for Adam. Something to watch for here is potentially Vial in Painter on end step. Untap and float a mana, search for Grindstone, and then activate the combo on Eddie's side. Something to watch out for. I don't know that there's a painter in hand.
What are the odds that like I don't get a card out of this?
Play painter.
Yeah, you got a painter.
On blue.
Yeah, colors blue.
And
All right, so a painter on Adam's side on blue, and this could be risky here. Does Eddie know that searching for a grindstone here is a trap? Not really sure what's going to happen. So Eddie's floating a mana. Seems like Eddie's going to go for the combo. There's Grindstone. Triggers Ingenious Smith. Urza Saga goes away. And activate. Pulling, maybe giving it away here. Gaia's Blessing going to trigger.
That's insane.
More lands?
That's big value.
10 more lands, 10 more spells, or however
That's fucking awesome.
200.
Eddie thinks it's awesome. Eddie's not even mad.
It all just shuffles back.
All just shuffles back.
There's like
Okay. I'm gonna waste your Saga.
no, I mean, I would just go
For the
for
facts.
I just play what I'm playing. I still want comics. I still want
Like it?
White Queen Adventure.
Probably respond.
Construct, I think.
Defend it. Right?
Gaia's Blessing, everybody.
All in all, so like once you start pulling ahead, you're pulling ahead. That's it.
Step your game up, Painter players. Sick move, yeah. Adam's styling on all of you. All right, so making a construct here on end step is Adam. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's getting wasted. So activating in response to that.
Yeah. So if I can bobble
And then in the next turn,
now,
yeah.
and then on my upkeep I draw another card, right?
You want to do that?
Yeah, let me do that. Okay. So untap.
Yep.
Adam's here in the chat. Suggestion that Gaia's Blessing is terrible. Nobody should put it in their decks. I don't know. I don't know if we should listen to Adam. Adam is trying to throw us off here. Adam's a gamer. Trying to game all of us.
First time I ever split a sleeve. I guess I really am actually really ugly.
I knew you were going to roll. It's like you removed the 3 times. You're power level of the
It's been tough for me to shuffle.
1, 2,
You're 4.
4.
It's. I think it's become clear to us that Adam cannot be trusted. Everybody.
Perfect parts too, and then these ponders they get flattened out, so then I just kind of
All right, we push forward here. Adam survived a hit from the Grindstone Painter combo, and now Eddie needs to figure out another plan. Here's Needle.
Activating throw on response. Oswald. So pay 2.
So Needle's good? Three cards.
3 cards.
I think I have to name Oswald.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
And I have 1 floating
Kappa.
1, 2, 3, 4, and a floating. Kappa.
Yeah, results. So it gets a counter upon entering the battlefield.
Okay, so Pithing Needle is on Oswald Fiddlebender. There is a Soul Guide Lantern in Eddie's graveyard, and I'm not sure if there's another one still in the deck.
Pass the turn.
Draw.
Is one activation of Grindstone infinite with Painter? I've never really followed Legacy. I don't know if what you mean by infinite, but it mills the entire library if it resolves. If that's what you mean. All right, here's Urza Saga for Eddie. Facing down a Kappa Cannoneer, a Construct, which is quite large right now, a Painter, Pierce Portable Hole. It looks like Adam has a Force of Will and a Metallic Rebuke. No blue mana available right now. Force pitching, maybe an Emery. Shadow Spear. That'll trigger Ingenious Smith.
Just like sometimes you don't even want to play the narrative like against Delver. I don't want to play these.
I don't really want to play. I have no results. One thing you got.
Yeah, Eddie could also hope Adam draws the Blessing. That's true.
bottom.
Yep.
And red.
So this guy gets a counter, right?
Yeah, bubble.
From Bobble.
Yep.
And he's unblockable.
This turn. Taking 6.
So,
They had 2 and I was trying to pick them up here.
something like that.
Blocking construct with this one.
Okay.
Take
Take
6.
6.
Yep.
Jump blocking the Construct with the Needled Oswald Fiddlebender and taking 6 from Kappa Cannoneer. Activating Vial on end step. Here's another Oswald.
And activate this and go with this. Smith.
Okay.
Another Ingenious Smith getting vialed in. Let's see what Eddie finds.
Some fighting painter.
Okay.
Eddie finds a Painter. Okay.
Pass.
Do you want to put anybody's graveyard at the bottom?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Play a Bobble.
Bobble. Bobble. Kappa Cannoneer growing.
Okay, we're both empty. I guess
Did I make a land drop now?
Oh, use a Bobble.
It's got to be a good one. Is it Skrell?
Okay, I see it.
I love when your opponent looks at the top card of your deck and they're like, "The heck is that?" That's a good feeling.
Why am I not?
Going for 9.
Take 9. Get a 5. 9 to 5.
And I'll pass, and then I'll keep draw.
Construct. End step.
Yep.
All right, Eddie creating a construct on end step. There it is.
These.
Yep.
One. Okay.
So I'll keep draw.
Upkeeping draw. I draw. Those are stand 2. This goes to 3.
Eddie's Saga ticks up to 3. Creating another construct, and then we'll see Eddie search the library here. Let's see what Eddie finds.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so. I was really paying attention to it, honestly.
All right, both Ingenious Smiths trigger off that construct.
Library.
Now Urza's Saga triggers, and Mox Opal is found. Oswald Fiddlebender is shut off by Pithing Needle.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, so Eddie's constructs are 7/7s. There are 2 of them. And Adams is an 8/8. I believe the players just pointed out.
Got Niganja. Can equip Shadow Spear to the non-summoning set constructs.
Pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in with an 8/8 lifelink.
Attacking with an 8/8 lifelinker, that's not too bad.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
I'll block.
Violin Painter. So it's a 9.
Oh, yeah, Adam forgot about the painter in hand.
Gain them. You take 1.
Not that there was any real choice here.
So we go to 10.
Yep. Turn is passed.
And you have no cards?
I have no cards.
So Eddie was able to gain 9 life, and this game just swung
Better be a grandson.
the other way, right? It looked like Adam was on the verge of winning, and now maybe with Shadow Spear and plenty of blockers for anything besides Kappa Cannoneer, Eddie's in good shape. Here's Glimmer Void. Yeah, Shadow Spear Slugfist begins, of course, yeah.
Other than that, so just like if that ever dies, forces it.
9.
Okay, so Eddie pointing out that their painter is not on blue, but Adams is on blue. Yeah, there wasn't a chosen color when it first came in. Now it's been chosen. I miss what Eddie said the color is, but it's not blue.
Last turn. I'm going to crack all 3 of these,
Okay.
targeting you. Okay.
There you go.
I'll replay 1.
Okay, trigger. So 10-10.
10/10 Kappa Cannoneer now.
Playing Opal.
11-11.
Playing Opal.
Go.
Trigger it again.
Okay.
These are just visible on camera.
I don't think this Kappa Cannoneer could get big enough for 1 hit this turn. I guess that could happen with chaining some draw spells like Thoughtcast.
Untap. Upkeep, draw.
Yeah, there's a Gaia's Blessing in the deck on Adam's side, which we saw during an activation of the Grindstone Painter combo earlier in the game. Is Urza's Saga for Eddie. The 3 cards drawn by Adam just now were from Mishra's Bauble triggers. So Eddie's just swinging with everything here. Only 2 blockers on the board currently for Adam, who chose not to attack last turn with Kappa Cannoneer, despite it being unblockable.
9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I'm dead.
Praise the Lord.
All right, Eddie gets game 2. We're going to game 3.
Insane.
Going to game 3, everybody. Does everybody like game 3s? Do we like when matches go to game 3, or do you prefer 2 and it's over? Demox likes winning 2-0. Yeah, I like winning 2-0 as well. If I have a choice, I'd rather win 2-0 over 2-1 every time. I just don't like when my opponents get a game on me, you know? All right, Seed of the Sign-On, Mox Opal, Mishra's Bauble. Here's Emery once again, starting off the game 3 for Adam. Double Metallic Rebuke, Thoughtcast, and a Painter dumped into the graveyard.
Yeah, Richard.
Wow, okay.
Swords to Plowshares on Emery. Igonjo is the land. Yep. 101 Miracle Style, yeah.
That's the one that we died. Oh, okay.
What's the color?
Painter on blue, pass. Yet he seems unimpressed. Wasteland comes in. It's a die getting put on the deck for some reason. Ah, okay, a vial and a swords on Painter. All right, so Swords of Plowshare is getting it done here so far in this game. Looks like one rare Skrelv is in Eddie's hand. We'll see if that plays here in game 3.
I don't know where this is, to be honest.
All right, vial up to 1.
Should have grabbed me.
So Adam has a Grindstone. Spire of Industry is the land right here. It's 2 seats of the Synod or the other lands. Oswald Fiddlebender. Soul Guy Lantern.
Exile Painter.
Painter exiled from the graveyard with the ETB from Soul Guide. What are Eddie's Swords to Plowshares from? They're from the Cold Snap decks, right? Aren't they from the Cold Snap decks?
Got it.
Right. The thing that's always going to be tough is
Yeah, you got it.
the mana base is always going to be
Okay. You can target yourself.
both
one of them.
definitions
No, I'm talking to you.
by
Okay.
the deck.
Sounds good.
It's very greedy, right? Like
And then I will pass top, keep, draw.
I guess it doesn't matter because you're drawing them anyway.
What's that?
It doesn't matter because you're drawing them anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. On end step, I've got a scrum.
Like I don't know.
Okay.
He's mother. Sorry.
Oh no, it's good, but you.
All right, there's Skrelv hitting the board on Eddie's side. Try to bring up the text for that here. There it is.
Draw 2 off the.
Yeah, you draw 2, and then I draw 3. And then this goes to 2.
Yeah, Eddie did not seem impressed by Skrelv at all.
Oh, you have swords of
Turn is. Do I have anything? Yes. I'm safe to attack with Oswald.
Oswald Fiddlebender gets in there. Urza Saga ticked up to 2 for Eddie. Can start creating constructs, and the other Spellbomb can deal with 1. Cheyenne, thanks for the follow. Welcome.
I mean, that's not. Yeah.
Auburn, Ahern, last week, right? I was playing, game one.
Black.
Yep.
Yeah. You couldn't get a
Like
full
engineer?
mana or whatever.
Sure. Oh, well,
The long engine.
Okay.
You know, when you get your fetches right. Fetches, brainstorm, and now.
Did not see that card coming.
Phyrexia?
Yeah. I guess Phyrexian, that works, right?
He's dead. Goodbye, Scroll.
All right, Skrelv immediately dies. Phyrexian chosen by the Phyrexian Plague Engineer. Your Shadow Spear.
On your end step, I'll make a construct. Untap. Upkeep. Draw for a turn. One card in hand?
Yeah, one.
That Pokemon card is a construct created by Eddie. Urza Saga will take up to 3. And searching after floating a mana.
Yes, I mean, that's a trophy. It's like really hurts people.
Yes, that's true.
They're gonna replace them with like ledger.
Eddie finds Grindstone. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No mana.
Keep in mind, Eddie has Soul Guy Lantern on the battlefield right now, so Gaia's Blessing, not going to do it, everybody. Not going to do it.
I have a Wasteland.
Okay.
Okay, Eddie has 3 mana. Sacking Vial to Oswald Fiddlebender. This could find Painter's Servant. There is 1 mana floating from Urza Saga.
All of a sudden they have the days, like, you know,
Activate Grindstone targeting.
Yep.
So with Guy's Blessing on the stack, I'm going to exile your graveyard.
Yep. You got it.
Phew!
Good game.
Good games. It was great to finally play you.